Hello, everyone. So, someone has brought to my attention, actually, a couple people have brought to my attention that there's been something that happened in the ocean south of Sweden, potential explosions in the ocean. So, this is the news here. And before I play this news, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of go back in time and show some previous predictions I made that kind of led up to this prediction. So here's a old video here. I'm going to go ahead and play this. Again, this is a recording of a recording of an old video. So this you can see on the screen. It was December 29th, 2020 that this was initially recorded. So let's go ahead and hear this.
So when I tune into 2021, I see what coming from me was I'm seeing Joe Biden and
Sorry, let me fix the speed. That's a little too fast.
him being president and being in like a tight spot, so to speak. I mean, not in the sense of him trying to make deals with other countries. I do see him stepping forward to other countries, possibly Russia, but Ukraine for some reason came up. So there's a possibility that he may be trying to work with Ukraine in some way. But I'm also just getting that it's going to be him trying to make a lot of deals with the world economy, trying to progress globalization. Also, I don't see it working out great, and I see Biden being a little bit let down and not enthused about how everything's going. Although overall, I see him being happy about the deals that he does make. I'm seeing this helping later on in 2022 when things may potentially get more rough. 2021 will be kind of a stabilizing year. It'll be mostly stable. But then I was seeing 2022, there being a lot of, the way I was seeing it was like lack energy. And when I tuned into that to see what that was about, it was like pain and suffering and like possibly the loss of people to wars. That could be more symbolic. I'm not trying to say that there will be a war in the year 2022, but there's a possibility that something like that could happen. That.
Moving on to the news. Actually, let's go ahead and play this old video. Starting at 7:05.
The economy will be hit kind of hard, but it will be very temporary from the surrounding struggles going on in the world. However, it's not really that negative of a situation. In fact, I saw it as being kind of like the challenge that spurs growth, so to speak. So it may be definitely negative at first, but I see
This is about Sweden, by the way. December 22nd, 2021. Last year.
it leading to more positive growth as a whole for the country and new trade agreements with the countries to the south of Sweden. However, there may be a battle in the ocean near the shore. I was seeing there possibly being even potentially explosions going up onto the landmass or affecting just the shores of Sweden. That would be the southern shore, specifically where there's all this trade route activity that I'm seeing coming up in the future. So that could be problematic, but I don't really see it being detrimental to the whole of the country or being like the end of the world or anything too extreme. And I kept getting that it would, in the long term, actually only strengthen the country.
And so the news here, came out yesterday on the 27th.
Sabotage is thought to be behind 3 leaks in the Nord Stream natural gas pipelines connecting Russia to Europe. Gas bubbles have formed in the Baltic Sea off Denmark and Sweden. The Danish military has released these images of the gas bubbles. The leaks were first spotted on the radar of a passing ship. Denmark has since banned shipping from the area and imposed a no-fly zone. The Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines run from Russia to Germany. Neither is in operation, although both did contain pressurized gas. The Kremlin says it's extremely concerned about the leak. Now, Poland's Prime Minister has called it an act of sabotage without providing any evidence. And Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen says sabotage is indeed a possibility.
The extent of the damage seems too large for it to be accidental or coincidental. And that's why you're hearing from officials saying that there's a possibility that this could have been an act of sabotage. But again, it is still too early to really conclude what was behind those leaks. There are crisis teams meeting in different parts of Europe to try and understand what exactly happened and also what could be the impact, the political but also the economic impact of these leaks on the Nord Stream pipelines, the Nord Stream 1 and the Nord Stream 2 pipelines. Teams are trying to identify not only the extent of the damage, some of the latest reports also point to possible explosions along the Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines, but also again what could be the impact of these damage damages, in particular for Europe's infrastructure when it comes to gas. That is also a particularly important topic in Europe nowadays.
To say that this will not have an impact on the German gas situation, because we do not get gas from Nord Stream 1 and 2 from Russia. These were closed down by Russia, so the effect on the German gas market is close to zero.
So who would benefit from such an attack? I mean, it doesn't look like any amateur could attack a concrete encased pipeline at the bottom of the Baltic Sea. There must be some state actors behind there.
Absolutely. It seems like that this is something that has been done in a very professional way, but
I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of this video, and then I'll play something more recent about it.
It's too early to say who could be the one who did it. No, I mean, I believe Russia could be behind in an attempt to create more chaos, more turmoil on the European energy market. What is, of course, now underway is also security checks on existing other gas pipelines. This is critical infrastructure, and the security alert for them there, it has to be heightened up now. We don't know who is behind it. No, what worries me is really that, the acts of war, and I suspect it is connected through the Russian aggression against Ukraine, is coming closer and closer. Energy infrastructure is key for us to come over the winter. It's critical infrastructure. We really need to take care of it. We really need to increase the security level. But also what worries me as a climate politician is that this is lots of methane gas getting out of these two pipelines, and methane gas is 30 times more dangerous for the climate than CO2. So also this leakage is something that is bad for the climate and bad for the environment, for the biosphere, for the animals that live around the leaks.
Michael Bloster, member of the European Parliament. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Moving on to something that was one of my more recent predictions about the situation in Sweden, kind of like a follow-up from the original prediction.
Could be up in arms about something, like this red energy is the type of energy I was seeing it as. But the north part of Finland and Sweden, I don't see many worries. And this is in the future if this event does happen. It seems to me that there's more of a conflict that causes alarm than there is any serious war or anything to actually worry about here. It could also involve Russian territories as well that border around that area.
This is in regards to the specific ocean area just south of Sweden.
This does seem to be a battle over politics of resources, starting to build up in around 1.5 years from now. Again, this is just political.
And I think things could continue to escalate further towards that date. This could just be the beginning.
Tensions that may actually be ignored by the citizens of the countries, and I see that in general, the citizens of the country don't need to worry about this, and there's no serious problems that would come from ignoring the situation and not worrying about it. However, I do see potentials for business being affected within those countries.
So there you have it. This is probably the main event that I was seeing, although I think the economic situation will probably continue. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can always subscribe for monthly updates. And I have a Patreon page, $5 to join. And I also talk a lot about crypto predictions on there, as well as more controversial information on my Patreon. So if you'd like to join, I'll leave the information below this video, as well as links to these videos that I've played, so you can watch the full video if you would like. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.